what happens when you mix hot lava and chicken?
Look at me. Sure. Look at me. Sure.
I am the Snow White now.
And so when I got to set and I saw how funny it was, I wasn't surprised. But I think audiences will be surprised.
It's the latest rallying cry for millions of moviegoers.
Chicken jockey!
Those two little words sending teenage fans of a Minecraft movie into a frenzy, resulting in screaming, popcorn throwing, and soda flying through the air. In at least one case, the police have gotten involved, escorting some of the offenders out of theaters.
And then listen to how loud it is from the outside.
Now let's get the latest on the disaster that is Disney's reimagining of a Snow White.
This thing is an absolute disaster, all right? An absolute disaster. This is an absolute calamity. This is a catastrophe. This is a tragedy, an apocalypse, an accident, a fatality, a debacle. This is a casualty. This is a cataclysm, a crash, a collapse, an upheaval, a meltdown, a misfortune, Armageddon, doomsday.
Is that it can be scientifically proven. Did people wait in line to see Rachel Zegler? Well, Rachel Zegler was able to find that out herself and put it on film.
Tickets, please.
For which movie?
Why would you post this? You know, you don't have to post it. It's bad content. So this is Rachel Zegler and her dirtbag group of friends holding up popcorn and soda cups with her face on it. Why would anybody want to eat off that? I don't know. Certified too. And scowling, she's the only person in line. The guy taking the tickets doesn't know her, which is an extra added insult.
When we look, you can see families were more than willing to go to the box office to support something like the Minecraft movie, while Rachel Zegler's Snow White continues to plunge.
Its opening weekend globally got 344 million.
She's literally the only person there. And do you not understand how humiliating this is?
There's no way that Snow White is going to recover.
Rachel Zegler learned that your star can fall about as fast as it rises. Here's a photo of Rachel Zegler taken today. Okay. Looking like a complete slob. Hungover as hell. Wobbling around after Disney loses hundreds of millions of dollars. And she is.
Oof, buckle up, y'all, because Hollywood just got rocked. And no, it's not because of some sweet, dreamy Disney revival. Oh no, the real showstopper, a bunch of blocks.
Yep.
The Minecraft movie just bulldozed its way to box office dominance and left Disney's so-called Snow White remake crying in the corner. You cannot make this up. This wasn't just a win, it was an obliteration. The pixelated chaos of creepers and pickaxes came swinging through and completely embarrassed Disney's preachy, reimagined fairy tale that nobody asked for. And at the center of this entire Hollywood mess, one very loud, very messy meltdown from Rachel Zegler herself.
What kind of core customer base Disney has versus what Warner Brothers has right now, and exactly how each business, how each studio is doing things differently on a very wide scale.
Now let's get something straight. There was a time when Disney was the king, the absolute monarch of magical cinema. You'd think a Snow White reboot would be a slam dunk. A princess, a fairy tale, a guaranteed hit, right? Wrong. Instead of serving us charm, whimsy, and childhood nostalgia, Disney came through with a bizarre, joyless disaster that made fans collectively groan. What is this? It was like the studio execs forgot everything about their own legacy. And worse, forgot how to read the room.
This is not Snow White, but this is the movie that they made. And it's like, oh yeah, she's gonna be a girl boss. She's gonna liberate her kingdom. Well, congratulations, you played yourself. This is what you get when you try to push feminism and bullshit girl boss moves on the people. The people ain't rocking with it.
Enter Rachel Zegler, who was supposed to be the crown jewel of this remake, but instead, she became the poster child for how not to lead a film campaign. She gave speeches, she gave lectures, she told fans they were wrong for loving the original Snow White, and then she watched as a bunch of blocky pigs and creepers ran laps around her in ticket sales. It's actually tragic. If it wasn't so hilarious, let's be real. While Rachel was out there talking down to the public about how to modernize a classic, the Minecraft team was busy blowing past expectations like they had cheat codes activated.
3 days. Okay. What does that mean? It means that in its second weekend, domestically, Minecraft is now anticipated to make more money than Snow White has entirely domestically. Every single day Snow White has been out, it has made less money than Minecraft will make this weekend.
And oh baby, we are just getting started. Because what really went down behind Disney's closed doors? Mess. We're talking about a team that once turned bedtime stories into box office gold, suddenly handing us a version of Snow White so bizarre, so dystopian, you'd think it was written during a fever dream.
This movie is an absolute disaster. It is one of the biggest disasters we have ever seen. A princess joins forces with 7 dwarves and a group of rebels to liberate her kingdom from her cruel stepmother, the evil queen. What movie is this, Disney? What the hell is y'all trying to pull on us? This ain't Snow White.
So what was the brilliant plan? Apparently, Disney thought casting someone with a big voice and even bigger opinions would single-handedly save the film.
The box office needs it. Minecraft figured it out. They said, hey, let's just make movies for the people that's gonna come and see this movie. Yeah, I had said this yesterday. Warner Brothers is doing something unthinkable in Hollywood, listening to their audience and making money. What a concept, right? What a concept. You're actually just gonna listen to your fans and do what they ask you to do. You know, and that's all they had to do over there at Disney.
She trashed the original Snow White every chance she got. She acted like the 1937 classic was some ancient relic to be ridiculed, not a beloved piece of film history. Fans didn't just feel disappointed, they felt disrespected. And that's why they stayed home.
I mean, you know, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story. With a guy who literally stalks her. Yeah. Weird. Super weird. So we didn't do that this time.
Weird. Okay? Weird.
Ah, weird.
What? I'm sorry. I mean, what?
And Rachel, she didn't help. Every single promo moment became a PR landmine. Instead of hyping the film, she pushed people away. It was like, come see our movie, and also, if you disagree with it, you're the problem. Girl, what?
Bob Iger is extremely incompetent. He is very stubborn as a CEO. He lies to both the shareholders and the customers, hence why I like to call him Bob Liger. And the lies continue. We know that Bob Iger is continuing to go on the damage control train related to Snow White.
Let's put it this way. People were more excited about a chicken jockey than Rachel's entire Snow White performance. That's the level of cinematic humiliation we're dealing with.
It's the latest rallying cry for millions of moviegoers.
Chicken jockey!
Those 2 little words sending teenage fans of a Minecraft movie into a frenzy, resulting in screaming, popcorn throwing, and soda flying through the air. In at least one case, the police have gotten involved, escorting some of the offenders out of theaters.
And get this, it turns out that listening to your audience actually works. Who knew? While Disney was up on its high horse lecturing people and rewriting legacy, Minecraft was out here with a shovel and a sword, quietly building a fan-driven empire. People were literally saying they'd rather watch a Minecraft tutorial on crafting a diamond sword than sit through another smug lecture from the remake's leading lady.
Man, Warner Brothers just said, why don't we just do this? Let's find out what Minecraft fans are gonna be like, what do they like, what do they enjoy, and let's just throw that on the screen. Like, I mean, the critics are like ripping this movie apart. They're saying it's trash. They're saying it's horrible. Yeah, the audience seems to disagree.
Let's not lie to ourselves. Disney's downfall wasn't just Rachel, but she didn't help. She mocked the original, acted like the remake was above criticism, and basically turned every promo into an awkward masterclass on how to alienate your audience. You'd think she was playing a villain, not a princess. Meanwhile, the Minecraft cast, pure gold. They jumped online, thanked fans personally, shared memes, joined Reddit threads. It was a love fest. Rachel could have taken notes, but instead, she doubled down on the superiority complex.
Disney is smart, but they're stupid at the same time because they still aren't going to connect to the fans the way they need to. kind of like the way Minecraft did. I want y'all to check this out, man. Every time we come back to Minecraft, this number just keeps growing.
Now let's take a moment to appreciate what Minecraft actually got right. This game isn't just pixels and swords. It's about creativity, community, and escapism. It's about crafting worlds and finding joy in adventure. And the movie? It delivered exactly that. It didn't try to teach the audience a lesson. It didn't try to fix anything. It embraced the joy, the silliness, the chaos, and turned it into a big screen celebration. Meanwhile, Disney turned Snow White into an awkward, condescending lecture on social change that nobody asked for.
Turned over 157 million while earning another 144 million internationally. The Minecraft video game was introduced in 2011 and sold more than 300 million copies. So it actually has a fan base, user base, people that care about it. In theory, Snow White should as well. Snow White's the movie that made Disney, the studio. They should have been more cautious and careful with their own IP. It's $1 billion IP. The Disney Snow White, faithfully adapted, would have made $1 billion.
Let's be honest, the irony is delicious. Disney, the same studio that gave us timeless magic, just stumbled headfirst into a mud puddle of their own making. They tried so hard to be woke and progressive that they forgot people liked the original Snow White. That's why it's called a classic. But nope, they went full reboot, full preachy, full disaster. And Minecraft? It just kept it simple. Stay true to the game, honor the source, make it fun. And boom, hit, success, praise, merch flying off shelves. And look, no shade, but the Snow White reboot was a whole identity crisis. Disney had a story about kindness and innocence triumphing over evil. And instead of celebrating that timeless message, they decided to rewrite the princess into someone bitter, preachy, and totally joyless. Like if the OG Snow White was all about love, light, and dwarves who sang while mining, this version was more like, you're toxic if you think she needs a prince. It was wild. Even people who wanted to like the remake walked out confused, like, wait, what did I just watch? Meanwhile, Minecraft had people cheering, laughing, buying tickets again. The film captured everything that made the game iconic without mocking its roots. That's the difference. That's why it's winning. And let's not ignore the cultural moment this created. We are now watching in real time as an indie-style pixel-based movie dethrones the biggest entertainment empire in history. Let that sink in. It's not just a box office thing. It's symbolic. Minecraft represents fun, community, nostalgia, and creativity. Snow White now represents corporate overreach, creative arrogance, and one actress who managed to alienate half of Gen Z and every Disney adult in one press tour. Like, who does that? And Rachel Zegler, poor thing, she has been spiraling, deleting tweets, ducking interviews, reportedly beefing with publicists. Rumors are flying that even Disney is trying to distance themselves quietly while planning damage control for the inevitable fallout. Because this isn't just a flop, it's a PR apocalypse. And let's talk numbers. Word on the street, Minecraft's opening weekend brought in nearly double what Snow White's projections were. The merch selling out, fans lining up. It's a phenomenon. And Snow White already headed to Disney Plus to try and salvage what's left. The worst part, Rachel still doesn't seem to get it. She keeps doing these half-hearted, I didn't mean to offend anyone statements, but never actually apologizing. Like, girl, just say sorry for dragging a film that millions grew up loving. It's not that hard. And fans aren't letting it go. They're digging up every old interview where she threw shade, dissecting every quote like it's an episode of CSI. And the verdict? She didn't just mess up. She made a whole generation feel insulted. It's the textbook definition of a career misstep. But here's what's even funnier. Minecraft didn't even try to be anything deep. It's just fun. No lectures, no condescension, just good old storytelling, and fans are eating it up. Meanwhile, Disney is reportedly pushing internal rewrites for future remakes, canceling press events, and re-evaluating how much power they give their young stars during campaigns. Because this was a wake-up call. Now, is this Rachel's last chance in Hollywood? Probably not. But it's a stain on her record that's going to take years to shake off. Studios will remember this moment. Fans already have, and the internet never forgets. Especially when memes are this good. People are putting side-by-side comparisons of Snow White and Minecraft, literally calling it woke white versus blocky king, and spoiler alert, the blocky king is winning every single time. Some folks are even suggesting that Disney pull the film entirely before it does any more brand damage. But let's be honest, it's too late. The internet already buried it. The memes, the reviews, the Reddit threads, it's all out there, and once the internet labels you a joke, that's game over. And if you thought this was just a Twitter moment, think again. We're seeing YouTubers, TikTokers, even former Disney execs weigh in like, yeah, this was a disaster. It's a full-blown pop culture event now. And for Rachel, this was supposed to be her Cinderella moment, her big break. But instead, it's more like the pumpkin exploded on live TV. The saddest part, the movie could have worked. If they just embraced the original charm, celebrated the legacy, and cast someone who didn't act like fans were beneath her, it might have stood a chance. But no, they overthought it. They over-controlled it. and they gave the mic to someone who wasn't ready. So now what? Disney's licking its wounds, Minecraft's developers are throwing confetti, and Rachel, she's probably somewhere rehearsing a very carefully worded apology for the next press cycle. But let's end this with the real moral of the story, shall we? You can't bully people into loving your art. You can't shame your fans for liking a classic, and you definitely can't act like you're better than the audience you're trying to impress. Because when you do, you end up getting bodied by a bunch of cubes with eyeballs and exploding monsters. And that's not just irony, that's poetic justice. So Disney, take notes. Hollywood, be warned. And Rachel, girl, sit this one out. Because if Minecraft can dethrone a legacy film with nothing but heart, humor, and a whole lot of blocks, then it's clear audiences want joy, not judgment. And that's the real fairy tale. And that's the real fairy tale.